Hey, y'all, so for months now, the Republicans have been hemming and hawing about the release of the Epstein files, right? Which, if you ask me, shielding diddlers from justice is not something you should need to either hem or haw about. But hey, either way, after months of deflection and wheel spinning, they've this week had a lightning fast and totally not suspicious change of heart. And now, in under 36 hours, both the House and the Senate have passed the bill demanding the files be released. Now, the fact that they're all in lockstep on this now, all of a sudden, makes people feel suspicious and start speculating wildly. Hi, it's me. I'm people. I'm doing those things. Right? Like, first of all, the absolute shamelessness of Mike Johnson and the rest of them. Like, they spent weeks being like, listen, we're not going to be rash here. There are standards that must be met. The Democrats are blowing this way out of proportion. We're not going to just cave to them and release these files. And then, like, his assistant slides in some note that says, Trump just tweeted we should release the files. He's like, and we value transparency and justice above all other things, and that's why we demand that these files be released immediately. Thank you. And you're just like, wait, were you just saying like the complete opposite of that? Like, you don't, wow, you don't feel even a little bit like a slimy piece of shit right now? You really should. But the real question is, like, why did Trump flip all of a sudden, right? And I think, it just feels like there has to be some kind of plan, right? It feels like most people think it's one of two things. One, he says to release the files now because he knows that they finished the process of scrubbing them, right? It's been rumored for a while now, and Epstein's brother himself said that he heard the FBI was instructed to remove anything implicating Trump or high-level Republicans. And look, I wouldn't put that past them, but if they do that, there's going to be plenty of living witnesses that could dispute that version of events, and I'm not sure if they can defenestrate all of them, right? But also, I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't trust Cash Patel to scrub a goddamn saucepan clean, right? So that plan feels risky to me, right? And then the second theory is that Trump says to release them now because he knows that they still won't be for whatever reason. Like a couple weeks ago when Trump was like, I declare an investigation. Well, now he can say, yeah, we'd love to release those files, but turns out they're for that investigation. So can't do it, sorry, right? And I've seen legal experts say if you read this bill, it's actually written in a pretty clever way that should make it hard for them to exploit loopholes like that, and that's great, but not sure how much of a shit they're going to give. Like if Team Trump says, we can't release the files for this reason, and the bill's authors are like, actually, we knew you'd say that, so we specifically wrote into the bill that you can't use that reason, so you still have to release them. Huh. Well, shut up, nerd. Still not doing it, right? Then what happens? Like who's going to force the DOJ to comply itself? I don't know what's going to happen here ultimately. I just have a hard time believing it's going to be anything good. If it was going to be good, the Republicans wouldn't be doing it. That's not how they or things that are good work. Like, I know that much. The other thing I know about them is that they are dumb and bad at things. So if they do have some shadowy, nefarious plan here, the odds are good that they'll probably screw it up at least a little bit. And between that and the fact that this clearly isn't going away, then, who knows? Maybe the actual God's honest truth is still in the cards here. Eventually. Hopefully. Maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll see. All right. More in a second, YouTube. All right, YouTube. You get like a weird call from somebody that's trying to scam you or sell you something or whatever. You're like, how'd they get my number? Right? Well, I got bad news for you. It's not just your number. It's all kinds of stuff. Look at this redacted report from a data broker, the people who do this type of thing. Right? And look at this. This is your number, addresses, family members, known associates, old neighbors, their addresses, their old addresses, crimes you've committed, schools you went to, jobs you've had, boats you've owned, every damn thing under the sun. These people have it all. And we all talk about data a lot now. We know that it comes from these apps we use. These companies sell our data, right? And we all technically legally agree to it, but we all also hate it. But you feel like you can't live a modern life without these apps. And so you just sort of deal with it, but it pisses you off, right? And a lot of people don't even know if you can find these data brokers who sell your data, you are legally required to be able to ask them to stop, but they make that very hard to do, and the whole thing is just frustrating as all get out, which is why I want to tell you about this week's sponsor, Aura. Aura does that for you, does all the hard parts of that process for you, and gets your data privacy back under your control, right? You sign up with Aura, they scan all the different data bases out there for data brokers, and they find the ones that are selling and shilling your data, and they will go through the process of requesting they stop on your behalf. Then they will continuously follow up and make that it happens and get your name off of these lists once and for all. There are other companies that offer this service, but they're not like Aura. Aura's one-stop shopping for digital security. They also offer, VPN, password manager, antivirus, credit tracking. They have 24/7 customer support. They got you covered every which way, digitally speaking, right? So it's time for you to take your data privacy back, take control of your own digital life. You can try Aura today. If you go to the link, aura.com/Trae Crowder, you can get Aura for 14 days for free, and that's more than enough time for them to get your name off of these lists and get your digital privacy back under control. I did it. You should too. Try Aura today. All right, YouTube, and we're back. Yeah, Congress drives me crazy no matter what they do. Right? Like, obviously, I want these files to be released. I do, but still, it doesn't matter what the subject matter is. Anytime they just come together and do something like that, like, the House released it like that, and then, like, overnight, the Senate voted to release them too. Anytime they do something like that, it don't even matter what they're accomplishing. It always pisses me off a little bit because I'm just like, oh, okay, so y'all don't have to move exclusively at a glacial fuck yourself pace. Like, you just choose to do that, right? Right, cool. Yeah, really do hate y'all so much. But either way, they did, and the congressional vote was nearly unanimous. It's like 417-1, just one guy, Clay Higgins in Louisiana, which, I mean, that's a choice. Look, who am I? I just feel like in terms of hills to die on, the universe's all-time worst hills to die on, I just feel like this one is like right up there with, defending bestiality or that one hill where Custer and them got slimed out by the Indians. That was a pretty bad one too, but I think that was actually a valley. But either way, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why you just take this particular stand. And I know, what are you trying to prove here, buddy? Clay Higgins, like, that you're a maverick? You march to the beat of your own drum? Yeah, so did Ed Gein, right? He had his own drum too. Like, sometimes there's a reason everybody else is marching to the regular old drum. Maybe you want to consider that. I just don't. Just feels like an odd thing to do. But they're all just doing this to cover their ass, even the ones that are voted for it. So they don't really deserve any more credit or not than he does, frankly, at the end of the day. And, yeah, I said, maybe there's some hope for the actual truth eventually. I'm sure we all share the feeling that if they do release something soon and it seems like, no, there's everything, it's totally everything, and there's nothing in there that's bad about Trump, we're all going to turn immediately into, like, conspiracy theorists in our basement with, red thread and thumbtacks and shit in the court board putting it all together, because there's just been too much smoke. There just has been. It's just going to, how infantilizing that'll be, condescending to expect people to just believe that, right? We're not going to go with it. But then it's like, so even if people do push back, and even if there are holes in their story and they're exploited, and eventually it seems like the truth is starting to actually genuinely unravel, is that even going to matter? Because last week when Epstein's emails came out, ever since then, they've already been soft launching their whole, how bad is 15 really? Defense, they've been rolling that out, and it seems to be going. They seem to be getting everybody on board at a certain pace. It's not just that. I've heard MAGA people clips going viral of them calling into podcasts to be like, so he did it. Is that really, why is that bad? Tell me why that's bad. You seen the economy, stupid? I don't want to hear about this other shit. It's like, they're finding their way to rationalize it already. Like, they're getting prepared for the idea that the truth might come out, and how exactly they're going to go about not giving even a little bit of a shit about said truth. So, everybody just buckle up and be prepared for that, because that's what I expect to happen. But hey, one way or another, he's a dumb old fat piece of shit, and fucking Father Time is undefeated. So there'll be some kind of justice, even if it's cosmic in nature. Now, of course, we might have to explore, enjoy that justice from the depths of a gulag or the stocks or something like that, or just actual hell. But still, that presumably is a thing that will eventually happen. So, at least there's that. All right, we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'm going to put these things up here as usual. Watch my special Trash Dad Eve. If you watched it, watch it again. Subscribe to the channel. Put up cooking videos and stand-up clips and podcasts, and these, of course. And importantly for me, the other one is TraeCrowder.com. It's my website where I put my tour dates. I'm a touring stand-up comedian. Come see me live and in person. If you like these, you like that. It's a fun little, distraction. We commiserate and all that. We have a good time. So check it out, TraeCrowder.com. Either way, you keep watching these. I'll keep making them. Hang in there, everybody. I love you like chicken. See you. Bye.